After a spine injury requiring surgery when I get back home, I joined this band of 20 hopeful cyclists on a traverse across France over 14 days with Pedal Britain, taking on the Beast of Provence, Mont Ventoux, on day 11, before finishing on the promenade in Nice. Dosed up on nerve-blocking medication to keep the pain in my back and down my leg at bay, and with 3 months off my bike, my excitement when I booked this turned to trepidation as I had no idea how my body would react to 900 miles over 14 days. The adventure starts in Portsmouth as we board our ferry with many unanswered questions, including, is this Alan's secret carb-loading diet? The overnight ferry allowed for getting to know new friends and cycling buddies, and catching up with old ones too, as I've previously ridden a Pedal Britain tour with 8 of them on this trip. We arrived next morning in Saint Malo and checked into a hotel inside the city wall with a free day to explore this beautiful ancient city. In the Second World War, being a walled city made it difficult for the Allies to oust the occupying German army, and in 1944 the city was almost totally destroyed by Allied bombing. It was rebuilt over a period of 12 years from 1948, and I have to say, you'd be hard-pressed to think this was anything other than the original ancient walled city. Day 1 begins with the famous Pedal Britain Magic Numbers WhatsApp message, 73 miles to Cherbourg, but more importantly, 22 miles to our first coffee and cake stop. Sadly, 2 of our 3 American friends, John and daughter Olivia, are victims of flight cancellations and will miss the start, while the rest of us are outside the hotel, raring to get going and making last-minute adjustments.
So just approaching the official start line. Beautiful morning.
We pose for our start line team photo, minus John and Olivia. Then it's time to get underway.
The grand depart. And we're off. Finally, after all that waiting. Oh, beautiful. No, that's for, yeah, it might actually be rainy distance. I mean, it's about 20 odd miles that way, but you can see it from here. But it's tiny, but yeah, that could be it. Like a little nipple from here. Yeah, that is it. Mont Saint Michel. And here we have Saint Bernard-des-Ans, a little village that me, my partner, and her father camped in 2019 along this beautiful coast. Little containers of ice everywhere for the mussels and oysters.
This local cyclist really shouldn't be passing me on the inside, and with Richard stopping to take photos.
Oh, ho, ho. Yeah, in the main town there were some potholes, wasn't there? But out here, nothing.
I saw one back there.
Did you? You saw one?
Yeah.
I'd report it to the authorities. Yeah, photograph the one pothole we saw. Look, I bet that's great fun though, when the wind catches you. Absolutely wonderful day to be cycling. Wonderful day to be alive. Feeling great so far, but I mustn't get cocky because we've only done 12 miles of a total of 950, so I'll not get too confident, but it's feeling good so far. It's just wonderful, wonderful. Got a bit of a headwind because that's what you get in this part of the world. That's why there are sand yachts on this particular part of the beach. But it's just wonderful. And when I camped here in 2019, it was when I did my first serious cycling, if you like, on the roads, because the roads are so safe here. And I actually did my first 50-mile bike ride here. Started from just back there where we were camping and cycled to Mont Saint-Michel and back. Had to go inland at the end to one of the little villages just to round it up to the 50. Never thought I'd be back here in the same place on day one of a 900-mile traverse across the country. Just a few years later. Stick at it if you don't think you can, because you can. I'm almost sure that building over there on the left is the windmill that I remember. If it is, it hasn't got its sails on anymore. Oh, there it is. No, there's the windmill, Clive. I'll put in a photograph of a close-up from when I was here a few years ago. We're in a really, really wide open area now and the wind's howling against us, so it's quite difficult. Just try to take my turn with Steve to give him a bit of shelter. So we've now turned inland, hopefully now protected a bit from the wind, and looking for somebody waving at us, telling us that there's cake, because we're about a mile away from the planned first brew stop. Here we go. Down here, yeah? Ah, lovely. Yeah, turn right here, yeah. There should be a sign on there just saying cake. Left, sorry, Steve. Steve. Yeah, left and then right. Oh, here we go, there's a van, look. Woohoo! Flapjack.
There's plenty of essential cycling fuel on the Pedal Britain brew table, and as usual, a lovely spot to stop and rest. This time affording us our best view we'll get of Mont Saint-Michel before we turn inland.
Au revoir, folks. See you at lunch. There's Mont Saint-Michel ahead of us now. So after lunch I'm with Clive and Rachel, and we are still blighted by this strong headwind on long, flat, open roads. So we're taking turns at the front to try and make it easier. I'm glad you're behind the fence, pal. Doesn't look happy. Oh God, another one. You just look like you want to play though. Just like most of the villages I've ridden through in France, it always looks like nobody actually lives here. I may be finding it more tiring than I should be, but it's still bloody lovely. Looks like we're going up again. Come on, Joe. Got a big gun. So I won't argue with him. With his big double barrel. Hang a left to Coggles. Coles or whatever. Who knows how you pronounce it? It definitely isn't pronounced Coggles. 34 miles in, which is almost halfway, in the first day of 14. And this wind is making it hard for me. By now, you'll know about my lack of preparation throughout the summer. And it does start to tell when you're just against the wind for 30 odd miles. And then you worry about having 13 more days cycling after this. I'm not feeling like I'm absolutely knackered, but I'm definitely working harder than I otherwise should be compared to how I was back in June. I think we're going to find this most of the 14 days now. It's just mile after mile of lovely quiet lanes with nothing. But most of the population of France seems to be all sucked into the cities and these vast expanses in between with nobody in. And yet the road surfaces are magnificent. Coggles! Oh, it's nice. Yeah, it's a nice spot. Yeah. And then it goes right, left. So left here.
In the absence of people, I've now taken to waving at farm animals, it seems.
Wow, some yellow at last. They must have planted those really late. Nearly all the sunflower fields are just dead sunflowers, but that's obviously a late crop. Never expected to see that. That's beautiful. Down here, guys, yeah? Yeah, down here. Bonjour!
The Château de Fougères is a 12th century fortress built by the local baron, who actually kept his donkeys there bizarrely, and their descendants can still be found grazing in the courtyard. Once we'd finished our grazing, we set off again over the cobbles alongside the magnificent chateau.
Fillings all falling out. Ah. Oh God, that wasn't pleasant. How beautiful though. Great. Yeah, first left. They're clear. Mile 56. There's going to be a route barré. We just had a WhatsApp from George. So we need to read what he said when we get there. Yeah, we can do it when we get there. Just stop and read it. Mark is on mile 51 and a bit. I mean, like 4 miles ahead. He's a bloody speedo, isn't he? I'm not sure what I prefer, the wind or the hills. Oh, here we go. Now we got the tourist train. Route Barré, mile 56. I ignored it, and the town streets at mile 57 are a mess. It only lasts a quarter of a mile, so no worries. Just go through it? Yeah, just go through it, and if we have to go on the pavement and walk, then we do it for a couple of 100 yards.
Now something I really needed to get my head around and get used to. Without any real power in my left leg, I was getting dropped every time there was a hill of any significant length.
Getting dropped. Oh dear. Well, there we are. So we do another lap. Oi, oi, oi!
Well done, Phil.
Cheers, buddy.
Well
Thank you very
done.
much. Thank you. Thank you, really.
Well done, Richard.
Oh. Yeah, how many extra miles did Richard do in the car park?
72.97
Seriously.
time.
Registering 72.97 miles on her head unit, Rachel decided to what the group call do a Richard and round it up with a lap of the car park. Post-ride drinks by the hotel lake just had to be done, and we toasted a great start to the trip. An easier day with flat terrain was cancelled out with a headwind almost all day, but I made it. It's going to be a great 14 days with a wonderful group of people. Who cares how hard it's going to be? If this day one film has been of interest, you can watch the others when they are uploaded by clicking on this yellow icon to subscribe to the channel. And on the right here, there's a couple of other videos you might be interested in while you wait. Au revoir from Chatterbourg.